Hello all, welcome back. Thank you for joining us again for another video. As I mentioned in the previous video, I wanted to stop that one and start this one because we're now into levels. These are called episodes, and there are 3 of them, although currently only 2 of them work. So the third one will come in hopefully eventually, but for now we have reached our first episode when we hit level 16. So we're going to go ahead and click OK on this and start the episode. So in order to do so, it's given us a little helpful hint here that we click on the satchel, and then we click on episodes, and then the first one is called the Curse of Kadur. So we'll go ahead and click on that, and we'll start this episode. And so there's a lot of talking between the different heroes. These are 2 of the heroes that you get. We saw Abe earlier, and we have another hero here. So you can read them if you want, but I'm not really going to. I'm just going to click through them as quick as I can and just go through. Now, the thing about these episodes are when you start the episode, there is no automatic damage being done, so you will need to click in order to get through that. You can go up here. We'll increase our avatar so that we can have more quick damage. So we can get through it a little bit quicker. You can see that we have a yellow exclamation point on our satchel. That is for our daily quest. We'll get to that in the next video. But for now, we're just going to kind of go through this episode. And you can see that doing all this clicking, and we're getting to level 2. Here, within the next few levels, what will happen is we are going to get a permanent auto-clicking hero. You can't upgrade him at all, but he is useful for different things. So, as we know, we've got to beat this boss. Each one of these episodes has 3 levels per section of it. So we need to beat the boss before the timer escapes. Once we did that, look at that, we've got 200,000 gold coins, which will be helpful for us when we're upgrading our heroes. So we can go ahead and hit next, and it'll take us through some more talking, which we don't really care about, but now we're back into needing to click. So we're not at a boss, so we don't have a timer, so we'll take this to go ahead and come in here, and I'm going to switch this to next just for now. I know I told you guys not to do that, but I don't want to waste all of my gold right now on different things, so I'm just going to do next for now so that it takes us up to the next upgrade point, the next milestone for these heroes. I really only want to do my avatar and Ina right now, just so I can save my gold. Now we're going to come back in here, we're going to click on these zombies, and we're going to kill through those for these next 2 levels. And then we'll have another boss, we'll kill him, and then we'll go to the next section of the episode. These little stories, they're kind of interesting. I mean, they're not terrible, but once you've been through it, there's no sense in reading them again. It's all about just clicking through them, getting to the next point. Okay, so we got more talking here. Don't really care about that. Don't care about this. Okay, so now this is our first auto character that we will keep even back in the main game. They don't really do a whole lot, but they do keep it progressing a little bit. So like after you do a dark ritual, which we'll talk about later, then you have at least some DPS while you're waiting. So we'll go take a look at him real quick. See, this is the maximum that he'll get. He's level 1, does 500 damage, that's it. And so this hero will change after we go through the episode, but for now, this is your DPS if you didn't have any of these other characters. And so we'll hit next, click through the chat, and so now you can see that it's actually doing damage. and you can see this little icon up here at the top. It's like a little fire symbol. And so you can see these guys all have frost on them, which is why you have to click them. But if you have a character who has the frost, like Grimbolts, you can see it right there, that's how you do damage through these frozen characters automatically. That's why Ina and Abe and Tom are not doing any damage, because they don't have the fire symbol. So we're going to get through this. We'll click so we can get through it a little bit quicker. Okay, now we're at level 3. Here's our boss. We're going to kill him before the timer runs out. Okay, more chatting, and then we can go next again. So, we're still going to just click through. We're still gaining some coins, but as I mentioned earlier, see we're down from the 200,000 that we had, and we can't do any upgrades, so we kind of just want to save our coins for now. We'll beat this boss. We'll go on to the next section of this episode. Okay, so the other thing I want to kind of show you is this here. I clicked on the compass that was down here. This is our episode. Okay, that signifies our episode, but we'll go through that later. So we're going to go ahead and click next to get to the next part of the episode. Watch them talk. See, we could upgrade these guys, but they're not really doing anything for us. But as we're going through the episode, you can see that our NPC, non-player character guy, is getting a little bit stronger. He was at 500, now he's at 880. And you can see as we click, you can see the 400 damage it's doing per click to help out Grimbolts, and the damage that he's doing at 800 per second, 880. So the faster you click, the more damage you can do, the quicker you get through these episodes. The episodes, once you finish them, they do give you some cool bonuses, so that's why we definitely want to go through it. Grimbolts is now at 1584. He's doing a lot more damage. You can also see, if you go back here to the episodes, you can see how far you're getting. See how it's getting highlighted over here, shaded here. So we're a little more than halfway through this episode. Boss. And now we got Grimbolts at 3100 DPS. So if we just let it go, it's going to take about 3 seconds for us to kill each one of these guys. But as I mentioned, if we're clicking, we're going to go a little bit quicker, maybe a second and a half. Okay, so now we have another little pop-up over here. Again, in my previous video, we talked about the different ads that you can watch per day, and you only get 5 per day. This is one of them as well. It's a damage meter, so you get a 2 times damage per second boost for 4 hours. Never do this. It's a waste of bottles, and it's a waste of your ads. So you're never going to want to do this one, and then there's a third one that pops up that is for gold. Never do the gold either. They both just are a waste of resources. So we'll hit back, we'll come back over here, kill off more of these zombies and White Walkers. Now we're killing Grimdall, King of the North. Click as fast as we can. Okay, and it just said that he had found an old axe. So let's click on here. Oh, that's just another one of those. We don't care about that. Alright, so we go back over here. Grimdall's still at the 731,000. I'm starting yet another section. Does start to get a little tedious, but you know, eventually once we get if we had enough gold, we could go up to the next section here, which is 125, and then get a good bonus. But that 674,000 is still quite far away, because you can see we're only at 110,000 currently, so we just keep clicking. We could be like Dory in Finding Nemo. Just keep clicking, just keep clicking, clicking, clicking. Yes, I have kids, so there's that. Guessing that that little exclamation point up there on my helmet is yet another bonus. Let's take a look. Nope, this one is for upgrading your characters. We can ignore that for now, because again, these guys aren't really helping us in this episode that we're in. They are Grimbolts, and here are his attributes that he's getting bonuses for. So let's just plow through this. We're 6 out of 10 of them so far, so we got 4 more, including this one. A little misconceiving, because this is actually how many you've killed out of the 10 and not which one you're on. So as you can see, it said 9, but once we killed it, we went on to the next level. Uh-oh. I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat this one. Let's busy talking and didn't start. Yeah, so we're just gonna let this one go for a minute. Let the timer expire, and then we'll change this off of next and go to max, so we can get just a little bit more DPS here, even though we're not at the full one. So like I was saying earlier, you're going to want to keep this on max instead of next, because we did get more DPS, even though we're not at the next milestone. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and try to beat the boss again. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get there. So at this point, instead of trying to finish this episode, let's go back into level 17 here and just start collecting more gold, so that we can upgrade our avatar to get more click strength. Okay, so we're going to upgrade Abe, The problem with these chests is they take a lot more damage, but they do offer more gold as well. This video is taking so long. I've forgotten how long it takes to do the episode when you don't have a clicker. So we'll go up, see what we have here. Only 2 more away from being able to get to the next milestone, so hopefully that'll help us finish up the episode. Check on the episode itself, see that it's almost done here. Okay, so now we need 422,000. Get to the next one. Good to get one of these guys up another level so they can do more damage and help progress. Griswold, he's pretty good in some other things. He gives some bonuses, so we'll go ahead and hire him. And then Garrick, he is good for some of the PvP stuff, but we'll talk about him. He's what's known as a buffer. He buffs your other characters in your PvP type games. Oops, we messed out on the boss because I was busy talking. Let's try this again. Pretty close. Nope, you're not gonna make it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is do something that I told you not to, but right now, at this point in the game, it's not really gonna matter because, well, here, let's check the quests real quick. Oh. Okay, so here is one of the quests. Usually we'll deal with this on a different thing, but this quest particularly says to use a time jump. and then when you use the time jump, it'll give you a bonus of 20 bottles. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. We're going to, you can either do it for 10, so you're either getting double back, or we can watch a video. I'm going to click watch a video. Turn that sound off, because it's annoying. 18 seconds left on the video, then we'll get our bonus. The other thing that this will do is it sends us through 4 hours worth of fighting creatures, so we should have 4 hours worth of gold when we're done with this. It's going to be a little bit of bonus to help us with that episode. So once you're done, it says, hey look, you got all this gold. So you click yes, and you're eventually going to, if you want to try to save your game, you'll want to get to your Google Play. We're not going to do that right now. I'll do it later. But as you can see, now that we have all this gold, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this back to next, and I'm going to go up next twice on my avatar so we have better clicking, and then I'm going to go up next on Ina a couple times. You can see how high this gets and jumps. Alright, and then I'm going to switch this back to max. Overkill. Sorry. Alright, get rid of that yellow exclamation point. Alright, now we're going to beat the boss. Now watch how quickly this goes. And I don't even have to click. Once you have your heroes up to a certain level, they'll just smash through all the bosses and everything. Go up to the next one. Alright, so now we're going to go back to the episode. While I'm at it. So we went into the quest. You can see now there's an exclamation point. Click on that, and then you get your 20 bottle bonus. And then as you complete these, you get more points up here. And if I click there, I get 5 bottle bonus there as well. We'll go over this in more detail later in another session. But I want to finish up this episode. Okay, so you can see blowing through this. Didn't even need to click there. Now we got some more supplies. We'll go on to the next one. Here we are again. No clicking needed. It's just going straight through it. Because as you increase this, you also increase this. So we'll just let it blow through without having to do any clicking. And last one. Alright, now we're on the boss. Should be able to blow through this guy again without having to do any clicking, because we upgraded all of our guys. And done. And now we're through that episode. Alright, so that's what the episodes are about. They're kind of cool. They've got a fun little story, but other than that, they do help with getting you some extra gold. But they're not, you don't necessarily have to do them. But I recommend doing them anyway. Alright, well, thanks for watching my video, and we'll see you in the next session.